Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Jamie Hughes, of course, the host of Sports Talk. Each Thursday night here on Hometown Sports Corner, I get the pleasure of bringing you this, and we just welcome all of you once again into our little show here, and hope you all are doing well. Hope everybody out there is all you students got your classes lined out, got your schedule done. Uh, my daughter and I were talking. She's talking about a class or two that she was going to switch, and that got me thinking. Of course, me and James Sandlin are old fellers from class of 1997, but I don't know if we were allowed to change classes. Was we? And I've just forgot. I don't know. Somebody in the comment section let me know that. But anyhow, that's one of my random things of the night. And then also, I want to say we're on the eve of the 5,000 to win Tim Breeden Memorial at Mountain Motor Speedway in Isom, Kentucky. Of course, as we seem like get to do a lot this year, we're weather watching as well. I'll try to bring you up to date on what I know and find out about that if and when we get to dirt track racing. We will get to dirt track racing. Of course, wearing my one-on-one Hunter Feltner t-shirt. Somebody said, you're announcing. You're not supposed to wear t-shirts. And I said, I bought it. And I like all the guys. Not a guy at our racetrack that I don't want to support and get behind. And it's just tonight you watching me. I'm wearing Hunter Feltner's shirt, but next week it may be Andy Mason or Dustin Mosley or Jason Hall or whoever's selling t-shirts. I got me 3 ordered for Brandon Fouts. They put theirs up for sale, and I prepaid for all 3 of them. And again, trying to help Brandon, but also I like his racing and the racing swag, they call it. If somebody quits calling it that, y'all let me know, okay? Because again, but hello to each and every one of you. There's John Holiday tuning in. John, smash that share button for us, brother, if you don't care. Everybody else that tunes in tonight, you do the same thing, and we greatly appreciate it. Folks, again, you are watching Hometown Sports Corner right here from Garner, Kentucky. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and I'll be back. Hello, Gary Mullins. How you doing? Hit that like and share button. There's Randall Gent. Everybody coming in a little late here tonight. But that's okay. We're just getting started. If you joined us, you guys hit the like and share button for me, okay? There's James Cowan. Hello. I know he's getting super excited. Alice Lloyd College basketball. You know the cool thing about Alice Lloyd, when they put that banner up that says Appalachia Days coming in October, that's when I also know my sports at Alice Lloyd College is getting ready, fixing to get started, they say. And we're excited for the Alice Lloyd Lady Eagles and the Eagles. I think it's going to be a good year for them. This year, we plan on doing more. And I know to some of you it would seem impossible. It's not. We're going to do more, and I got a big announcement about that maybe later on tonight that we'll get to tell you about. We plan on doing more Alice Lloyd stuff than ever. And I'm going to tell you how all that's possible. That's Parker Cottle. How you doing, Parker? And then Eddie Johnson says he just got off work. Eddie, buddy, I hope you didn't have too rough of a day and everything was good for you there. Eddie been sending me messages of Hall of Fame nominees, and we're going to try our best to get that finalized. I've got 6 or 7 people that I sent flyers out to and asked them to fill out who and how they would rank that Hall of Fame. And I appreciate them doing so. And we're going to try our best to get you that Hall of Fame announcement in about 2 weeks. I want to go ahead and thank Darren Sloan and Mr. Rick Noble. They're going to allow me to host the Hall of Fame night at Mountain Motor Speedway. And so we're pretty excited about that. There's Gunnar Johnson. I understand Gunnar's going to be able to go at it this week. And we've been praying for his family and hope everything's good over in Olive Hill, Kentucky. And again, Greg Miller, how you doing tonight? Glad you're tuning in. Everybody, just stick around with us. I'm going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back. This show here is going to be cool because I'm going to interact a lot more with you guys on the comment section. We will talk dirt track racing. Plus, I have local sports lined up. I have interviewed about 5 different varsity sports, and we're going to talk to a bunch of them in some capacity right after this commercial break. So you all stick around, won't you please?
You got the crowd moving, got them in your palm. Shoot your shot, dog, go ahead and sing your song. Backstage, you tired and you dripping sweat. You tried to give them all a show that they would not forget, and they don't understand. You crippled with anxiety. When I'm on stage, it lights a fire up inside of me. I'm overcome by all the hate and all the rage. I'm understanding Seagull when he turning the page. I'm blinded by the lights, I'm deafened by the amplifiers. But tonight, I swear that we can take it higher. Let's get it poppin'. Yo, why we waste time? Give me the mic, give me the beat, and drop the bass line. You running from your fears? I think I'll face mine. You scared to catch your dreams? Watch me chase mine. I swear, I'll never let it go. Another day, another night up in the studio.
Hello, my name is Harold Kraft, and I'm running to be your next District 3 board member. I would like to wish the students, teachers, and staff, both certified and classified, a great school year, crafting the future for the next generation of Knott County students. I'm Harold Kraft, asking for your vote, and I paid for this advertisement.
Just want to watch the game.
That turned on the ceiling fan. Use the gray remote. Hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
Dale Hamilton is asking for your vote and support to re-elect him to Knott County Board of Education District Number 4. Dale has 32 years experience in education, 24 of those years being spent as a classroom teacher and a coach, and 8 years as your Board of Education member. He believes that every student in Knott County deserves the opportunity to succeed. We have invested in our students by investing in a brand new football facility. This facility will elevate our football, soccer teams, and track teams at middle and high school level teams for many years to come. Vote for strong leadership and experience. Re-elect Dale Hamilton, Knott County School Board Member, District Number 4. Paid for by Dale Hamilton.
And welcome back to Hometown Sports Corner. Jamie Hughes here on a Thursday night. And hello to Josh Ousley tuning in here for us. And again, Gunnar Johnson says really appreciates us at Mountain Motor. Man, that's no problem. Family has to come first. And we do that each and every time. If we have to do what we got to do, they say, to take care of each other. But race fans and sports fans, it is another Thursday night edition here of Sports Talk, and we're so glad that you chose to tune in here with us, as you do each and every week. This week, guys, had an opportunity to get a catch up with the Knott County Central golf team. And, of course, they're getting ready to have their big match this Saturday. And while they're getting geared up for that, I thought it was no better time. We'll check out that swing by Brady there. I thought perhaps I'd go up there and get some pointers. But then after I saw how good these gentlemen are, I said, no, I'm going to leave this golfing to them and try to find me some other sport. But nevertheless, they were very, very good hosts to me, answered any questions I had, and all four players and their coach done a good interview. In fact, here's what the coach said about this year's team. And back with the head coach of the Knott County Central Patriots. And, Coach, if you would, tell us a little bit about your team this year, brother.
Well, I've got 4 players. I've got 2 sophomores, Braden Baker and Brady Sloan. I have 2 8th graders, and Kalen Bentley and Colton Huff. They're working hard. They're learning. They're finding out the game of golf is pretty much the hardest sport known to man. They struggle. They have fun, but I tell them it's a lot like life. Majority of things in life is going to go wrong. The question is how do you respond to that bad shot? How do you respond to that thing that goes wrong in life? Do you get frustrated and give up, or do you just put your head down and go on?
One of the things about this sport we've learned early on is it's you and you, as I told Caden. It's, you know what I mean, in basketball, I can throw the basketball to my teammate or cut through the middle and catch a pass. But here, man, you know, it's you. You got to correct a mistake, enjoy and get out of the lows.
Yeah, it's you don't have your partners there, your buddy to look to pick you up. And sad to say, as a coach, I can't be with all of them at the same time because they're separated. And in order to help a kid, you have to be a certified coach. So a lot of times they are by themselves, and they have to rely on the things that we talk about out here at practice on their own, just to try and remember and pick themselves up. And, just realize I'm out here, I'm on my own. And whether these guys realize it or not, in 2 years to 4 years, they're going to be entering college or maybe the work world, and they're going to be on their own, and they're going to have to make those decisions that their parents have taught them and realize, well, what mom or dad or what coach told me was actually right.
One of the things I like about it, though, is they're playing the sport now, and they'll get to continue to play it. This is a sport that, barring no bad luck, these gentlemen get to play for a long time.
Yeah, my son and I play a lot of golf, and we're members over at Green Meadows in Pikeville, and there's a lot of elder gentlemen there. Some of the Damerons are over there. They're up in their mid-80s, and they continue to play golf. And we just seen a gentleman a while ago, Billy Atkins. He continues to play golf. And I tell my son, if you've still got any kind of physical ability, you can play this sport. You can play it competitively. You can play it with your friends. You're not going to be able to play baseball, basketball, football all your life. And I love those sports. Got nothing against them. Yeah. You can create friendships with this sport. You can do business with this sport. But, yeah, if you don't lose your ability, you can. And on top of that, we were playing at Stonecrest a couple of years ago. We were sitting in a golf cart, and the crew was in front of us. And I seen one gentleman with one arm, and I thought, this is going to be interesting. He steps out of the club with a driver in his hand with one arm, and he just crushes a ball. And I look at my son, and I was like, I'm going to refrain what I said from the physical ability, because that's another thing. If you set your mind to it, son, regardless, you can do anything. It does not matter. So.
What do you say to mom and dad when little Johnny or Susie is hitting them up for clubs and they get to ever swing one? What advice would you give to those folks?
Take them out, let them learn. Try the best to find an instructor. I was lucky enough through a gentleman at work. When my son wanted to start playing, he led me to a gentleman over here in Pikeville by the name of Casey Castle. My son's taken lessons from him for the last 5 years. He's done great. He's done wonderful. Continues to work with him. But regardless of what your kid wants to do, best thing I can tell you is just go out and spend time with them. Spend the time with the sport. Learn the sport with them. Yeah. It's something you'll be able to play with them. You can help teach them at home. Spend a lot of time with them. My son and I have great times on the course together, a lot of memories, and I'll cherish that someday.
Guarantee that'll be special to you and to him forever. While we don't have a 9 or 18 hole course, we've got this driving range, and you get a lot done here, Coach. I'm learning if a football team can have practice on a softball field, these coaches, we got more than what we realize right here in Knox County.
We do. They're working on trying to get the putting greens fixed, but yeah, we have the driving range, and the biggest thing in practice is the mechanics. Mm-hmm. You have to get the mechanics of the swing down. We got sand traps here. My son stays in the sand traps, hitting whether he's in a fairway bunker or whether he's in a greenside bunker. But it's mechanics, and you have to. They get tore up on the course, and they struggle, and they say we have to fix it. And I have to remind them, you cannot fix it on the course. You have to fix it on the range. This is where you learn, you practice, you work out all your flaws. Then you get to the course and you play and you have fun.
Final question, Coach. As a team, what's your goals, or what are we looking to accomplish this year, this season, however we would put it?
I just want these kids to have fun. They've all got goals for themselves. They know the scores they shot last year, and they've told me I want to. Some of them say I want to break 90. I want to break 100 this year. And I'm like, well, that's left up to you. Right. And we played in a tournament here the other day, and it come down in the Johnson Central tournament. There was a tie for first place. Both gentlemen shot 8 under. And one kid, it's the first time for Madison Central, it's the first time he had ever shot under in his life. And everybody's like, how do you do that? And I was like, it's golf. Right. Anything can happen. You just got to put the time and effort into it and let it happen. So they set goals for themselves, and they try to achieve them and continue to work on it, try to get better each and every day.
Well, we enjoy this, and the guys, again, we want to give them the same exposure as we would to other sports, and we just wish you the best of luck this season. And like you said, hope the guys go out and have fun and enjoy this.
And we
And guys, again, while I know this is not my sport, I'm glad to be here reporting some. And I want this young man, for those that don't know him, to introduce himself and tell everybody what grade he's in.
My name's Kalen Bentley, and I'm in 8th grade.
And of course, you're no stranger to this sport, and I know you've loved it for a long time. And, what drew you to this game?
Just my dad get me out in the yard when I was 3 years old, maybe 3 or 4 years old, and ever since I've been hooked.
And as far as the team goes, you guys are, even though school hasn't started, this sport's already pretty well going.
Yeah, we've been going for a really long time. We've had 6 or 7 matches already.
And now you love the other sports as well, but compare, if you would. Let's take basketball. Now let's compare basketball to this. Some things that you think are the same and some things that maybe are a lot different.
Self-discipline is probably the same as golf, but the other thing is golf is a whole lot harder than basketball, in my opinion.
And of course, on the court, you grab a rebound, throw it to your teammate, or cut through the middle and catch a pass. This one, it's kind of you and you, right?
Yep, it sure is. It's just you and the ball.
We've got a bunch of different people we can look up to. You got any particular golfer that you love to watch even more so? Maybe you look at what he or she's doing and say, I got to try that. That's working for them.
Probably Bryson DeChambeau, where he just won at Augusta.
And if you had a dream place to get a play, where and what match would it be?
It would probably be Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach is a fun course to play, and I'd like to play it.
And what's the favorite place you've played so far?
Probably down in Myrtle Beach, Palmetto course.
Tell us a little bit about your team, the other players and so forth, and maybe some experiences you guys have already had.
Yeah, we've had plenty of fun. Me, Braden, Brady, and Colton. We just been out here almost every day of the week playing and practicing to get better.
Take this time to give some shout-outs out and say hello to some people that might catch this later on.
Shout out my mom, my dad, grandparents, Nana, Papa, and yeah, that's it.
Well, man, I'm proud of you. You keep working hard. And again, I really enjoyed myself, guys, getting to talk to the golf team there and wish them the best of luck. The Knott County Central golf team is scheduled to participate Saturday, the 17th, down at Whitley County. And as Brady told me there, it's one of his favorite courses. So it's pretty neat when those guys have played enough to where they can say, man, they got something going on down at Whitley County, and that, again, big invitational tournament. Then they'll play on the 24th at West Jessamine, at the West Jessamine Invitational. And then they have the All-A down in Beattyville, at the Beattyville Country Club. That's coming up Monday the 26th, and September the 7th. They'll compete in the South Florida Invitational Tournament, and then September the 22nd. That's just about a month away. They'll have their regional tournament, and that'll be played at the beautiful Stonecrest Golf Course in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. And we want to wish all of our high school golfers the best of luck. And say again, if you'll send me pictures and results of any of those invitationals, I'll be happy to make a post and kind of help you spread the love in regards to what you guys were able to do. And so let me know that, okay? And again, best of luck to all of you. And thanks for those of you that are tuning in to Hometown Sports Corner. Again, kind of back and forth, random show tonight. We're going to talk dirt track racing, volleyball, soccer, you name it. Got some basketball games that have took place. But there, I want to give a shout out to Greg Miller. Greg says we finally made it down to Mountain Motor Speedway 2 Sundays ago. He was in that 428 car. You guys remember him? Man, he had himself a good car from the time he unloaded. And had a podium finish there, and says we love the track. We'll definitely make it back. So, yeah, get back down and race with us, Greg. Hey, guys, a bunch of you, again, are solely dirt track fans. Some of you are particularly fond of other sports we cover, and that's okay. On this little show we do here on Thursday nights on Facebook Live and YouTube, we just kind of pour it all in together, have a melting pot of local sports here on Sports Talk. But I thought perhaps tonight we'd jump on here and look at Thunder Mountain Speedway. We didn't have a chance really to show you much of their racing action, but thanks to my buddy with Race Rumble, Mr. Jeff does a fantastic job. I'm going to bring you some highlights. Actually, watch a little bit of some of the races and recap them for you. So if you were down at Thunder Mountain Speedway this past weekend, stick around for sure. We'll be back with a whole slew of stuff from down there after this word from my sponsors. Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is proud to sponsor tonight's sporting event. Nelson Frazier has the highest quality American-made funeral products, cremation services, mausoleum, and memorial markers, all with a family budget in mind. With 3 chapels located in Hyman, Martin, and now in Prestonsburg, Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is local people serving local families. On streets of glory.
Just want to watch the game.
That turned on the ceiling fan, use the gray remote, hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
Re-elect David Messer, School Board District number 1 in Knott County. David Messer has been on the Knott County Board of Education for 9 years. David believes our students deserve every opportunity to succeed. He fully supports our new football facility because our kids deserve the same as other districts around us. David Messer also supported and voted for a 14% pay increase for all certified and classified employees. They now have a 1-to-1 ratio for computers for all our students and a new boiler for the Jones Fork Elementary School. David Messer believes our school district is as strong as it has ever been. Vote for leadership and experience. Re-elect David Messer, School Board District number 1 in Knott County. Paid for by David Messer.
Nestled in the mountains of Appalachia, along the Purpose Road, is a hidden gem, Alice Lloyd College. For 100 years, ALC has been providing opportunities.
Opportunity to learn from the best.
Opportunity to work for my education.
Opportunity to serve my community.
Opportunity to become a leader.
Opportunity to find my life's purpose.
Apply now to find your purpose at Alice Lloyd College.
No matter what town or community you live in, there's a Tim Short dealership nearby. That's because our family of dealerships are dedicated to serving the folks throughout Eastern Kentucky. Our employees are your friends and neighbors, helping to support the local economy and provide safe and affordable transportation to everyone that shops the family of Tim Short dealerships. Our entire inventory can be found with a click of a button at timshortautogroup.com. Visit us online and join the thousands of customers that took the short drive to satisfaction today.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and
And welcome back, guys. Again, thanks to each and every one of you that are tuning in here for us. We hope that you're having a good night, and we'll continue to hit that like and share button. And also let us know where you're watching from, okay? You guys are awesome. This past week, we surpassed 15,000 followers. And again, we couldn't have done that without you, the local sports fans. Do want to say to you local businesses and to you that are participating in the upcoming elections, we'd love to help you spread your announcements out. Could help you, I feel like, get a lot of local businesses, people that you know are here in this area that you're trying to target are the ones watching this show each and every week. And we're just thankful to the Bank of Hyman that you just saw there, Tim Short Automotive, and Alice Lloyd College. Also want to say thankful for the 3 gentlemen that have started campaigning with us on our show here. I guess we need to make a disclaimer that we're not endorsing anybody, but we will gladly help you get the word out. But if you want to send me a message, I can tell you about the rates and so forth, about getting your spots on between now and November, first week of November. We can help you again reach thousands of people right here on Hometown Sports Corner. But as I told you we would, guys, I've already hit the like and share button, okay? You can check it, you can see, you can find it on my personal page. Hope I can say the same for you. But let's take, if we can now, guys, a trip down to Corbin, Kentucky. Down there where they built a big racetrack in the dip of the valley in Corbin. And that, of course, is a place called Thunder Mountain. And a little crate late model racing action took place about 5 days ago down there. And I want to look at some of that with you race fans here. And let's go if we can. Check them out there again, guys. Boy, they're stacked up. I see number 9 there. That's a familiar face to us, Jason George. We've seen him race several times here locally. And then Jeff Watson to his outside. Boy, check him out as they coming straight at the camera. Smack dab, the old man used to say, at that camera. And boy, that's a good shot right there. And then down that back stretch, down into turns 3 and 4. You got to love that footage from Race Rumble. Again, guys, the one car you see in the action there, that's Logan Walls. You see Brad Siegel also out there. And as I mentioned, Jason George, Jeff Watson, Tyler Hayes, my buddy Steve Stallings from right here in Perry County, Kentucky. Right there goes Steve Stallings. Got a nice group of late models on hand, but that yellow flag fell there. Oh my, looped that thing around, and unfortunately, that's going to bring out the first caution of the night. Let's ride just a little bit more with him, though. You know that guy there? Anybody recognize that fella there? Of course, that's my buddy, Flagman Red. I don't even, for some reason, he may not be on the show, so we'll talk good about him. He generally almost always watches. There's one of those doggone commercials, though, that they pop up here on YouTube, but I better not say much bad about it because they do ours as well. If you haven't done so, subscribe, though, to Race Rumble's YouTube page. And then while you're on YouTube, well, just skip right on over and hit up Hometown Sports Corner. You need to be subscribing to us. A lot of people tell me now that's how they watch our local programming, especially our ball games. From what I gather, the video quality pretty good when you get to watch on YouTube from home there. But guys, again, they're stacked up good racing. Look, a side-by-side for second, man. Leader has checked up and headed out, though. But when this thing's finished up, it'd be Mr. Logan Walls getting a checkered flag. Brad Siegel finishes second. Jason George third. Jeff Watson fourth. And Tyler Hayes would round out the top 5. Steve Stallings would finish 6th. Steve Elliott 7th. Clint Cox, Daniel Shelton, and Sean Hibbert in the top 10 down there in the crate late models. Again, that is from Thunder Mountain Speedway in Corbin, Kentucky. Let's see if we can't real quickly pick you up another race or two from down there while we're on the subject of Corbin, Kentucky. It's Thunder Mountain Speedway. Again, their hobby stock race coming up this week, folks. 1,000 to win for the hobby stock. And so you guys that race in that class, you want to make sure you keep that in mind as well. But here they are racing and coming straight at that infield camera this time down at Thunder Mountain this past weekend. They're bunched up side by side. And when they throw that green flag, they'll be coming at that outside camera. I wanted to show you that shot too. Boy, I'm telling you, that Jeff is on it like a June buck. Green flag flying high up in the air. Good racing action, especially from about second on back. But they all catch up to the leader here. This, again, the hobby stocks, 1,000 to win for them this Saturday night down at Thunder Mountain. And congratulations, though, to Zach Carr. When your last name's Carr, oh, my, I didn't mean to spin that around like that, did he? When your last name's Carr, you're supposed to be good. Well, Zach's great. He and Bo Gilly, Rylan Duncan, Randy Hacker, and Connor Stewart would be the top 5 down there at Thunder Mountain Speedway. I was sitting there telling you about that race and forgot to hit the button that shows the video. Look at there. Well, I definitely got to back it up and show you the restart, don't I? My bad. Guys, you can tell, again, I'm trying some things new tonight. And I like the fact that we're able to show you guys a video as we're talking about these races. But this new program's a little different than the old one. Here we see him side by side. Zach King, I'll answer that question. We'll talk more about that just in a minute, brother. Hang on to that thought. But again, they're going to go down the back stretch, stacked up side by side, double file restart. I like that too, by the way. It's one of my favorite restarts. I think you should stack them up side by side. If you're good enough to pull away, then you will. But this just gives the racing fans a little more racing for their money. Check him out on that high side, boy, making that thing work, trying to surf down that back stretch. But as I said, Zach Carr gets the win. Bo Gilly comes home second. Rylan Duncan third. Randy Hacker and Connor Stewart rounds out my top 5 there at Thunder Mountain Speedway in the Hobby Stocks division. And again, good job there for them. Race Rumble. If you haven't checked him out, guys, he's got over 1,000 followers. And we need to bump that up. He needs to be at 2,000. And with the Mountain Motor Speedway fans, and then, of course, all of you that watch on our Hometown Sports Corner show, we can do that. We can make that happen for Jeff. And I know he would greatly like that and appreciate that if you would hit that like and share button on Race Rumble's YouTube page there. But let's go one more race if we can. Let's get one more in before we break away and talk some other racing news and some things going on in the area. There we go. I hit the button right this time. Race Rumble's intro. And this is the open wheel modified from down there. Boy, they got a nice field of cars on hand here for this one. Way up in the front there, let's kind of run down all the drivers. Number 14, or actually better back up. I'm not sure that's his number, but it's Michael Lackey in the middle of the pack there with Tim Patrick, Jason Strunk, Ryan Couch, Miss Sarah Patrick, and whoa, Nelly. That kind of looks like everybody was going to the Black Friday sale at Walmart. Didn't go the way they wanted it to, but nevertheless, they get this thing started back, and it'll be Wade Couch and Jared Ring, Scott Wilson, Ace Claiborne, Ross Burnett, Dusty Branscombe, Dakota Curry, Craig Stacks, and Ben Petrie up on the front row. Check them out, boy. That's one of my favorite shots, Jeff. I know you wouldn't want to show that the whole race, but that's just neat because we kind of can get close enough to their tracks, or some of them, where we can see the outside shot, but you don't see that inside shot as a fan. Maybe as a media person, some of the photographers, but I like that shot, Jeff, anyhow, for what it's worth. But again, this is the open wheel modified at Thunder Mountain Speedway, and that's Ben Petrie leading the pack. And Ben goes on and gets the W as well. Congratulations to him and his team. Mr. Craig Stacks comes home second. Dakota Curry rides home third. Dusty Branscombe fourth. And Ross Burnett will be the 5th place finisher there in that one. And again, race fans, that was courtesy of Race Rumble. Go to his YouTube page and check that out. You'll like that. Tom Chase Jr. says that was a wipeout. You ain't wrong, brother. Oh, my, it was indeed. And we're glad, though, that everybody was okay, able to fire up. I've seen some pretty rough wrecks, man. They had one at Rockcastle the other day. I shared on the video section, and it about enough to scare a man. Gentleman went flipping through, and that's why they put safety first, and that's why we constantly at all these tracks tell everybody to make sure that you buckled up and safe and everything going on in there. Sometimes I think people think they're just being too picky. No, sir. Your safety and getting back to your family is the most important thing at the end of the night for you racers and those of you that are working with the tracks and so forth. We want you to know that. And we're going to do everything we can to try to, at the end of the night, as track officials, to make it safe for all of you. Guys, let's talk real quickly, though, again, about the game plan. I talked to Darren just a little bit before I went on the air. At Mountain Motor Speedway, we're scheduled tomorrow night to have the first annual Tim Breeding Memorial. Of course, Tim I could get a little bit emotional talking about my buddy, and he was my friend. I know some people get on Facebook and they get out here, and even the day-to-day community, and they talk about the people that have passed on, and everybody wants to be friends with them and all this and that. And that's just the way I know sometimes we deal with stuff. But Tim Breeden was my friend. I got to do a lot of cool things because of Tim. Tim, one time, there was this, they were having the tractor pulls down there in Isom, Kentucky, and their guy couldn't come. And Tim told the guy that was over the tractor pull, he said, "We got one of the best announcers in the country right here." And I said, "Tim, hush." I knew where he was going with it. Well, to make a long story short, I announced the tractor pull for him. Knew zero about tractor pulls. I thought it's just getting down there and getting Jeffy with it. But of course, we learn about the sleds and the times and the starts and how important the tree is and all of that. At the end of the night, the guy says, "I got to go tomorrow to Frankfurt." He said, "I'll pay you to go to Frankfurt with me." You know, and it's just cool that I got to do that. I got to be part of some rodeos, one of the first ever rodeos they had in Isom, Kentucky. I got to go down and interview the clown before things got started, and did a news story actually for TV 12 when the rodeo first started coming to Isom. And then, of course, the Isom Day Committee Fairgrounds and the 4th of July's and the concerts and all these things that people got to enjoy. Thousands of people got to enjoy quality family entertainment because of what Tim Breeden, his goal was to bring it to the folks rather than the folks having to go to it. Then, of course, when his son, Jared Breeden, took over 201 Speedway, it was a dream of mine to get to work at 201. When they come and asked me to do so, before they could even begin to talk about what it would pay and what I would do, I said, "I'll take it." I was willing to do whatever job they wanted me to because I knew it would lead to me getting to announce at 201 Speedway, and that was something I wanted to do there, and got to do so, and had a lot of good, fond memories over at 201 with my family and friends over there. And then, of course, Tim, probably my favorite Tim Breeden moment was whenever we had one of the big 4,000, I think it was, to win races. And again, Walter Pegg Combs Memorial. I'm pretty sure I'm right on the. I know I'm right on the race. I ain't 100% sure that I'm right on the pay, but anyhow, couldn't have scripted it any better. When the Chicken Hawk, Stephen Breeden, would take the W right there at Mountain Motor Speedway, and of course, I wanted to get the interviews, and I did. I interviewed the top three. The top three that night was Stephen Breeden, Brandon Fouts, a young up-and-coming late model driver, and my favorite driver, Jackie Boggs. And I've told the story many times about how we went to Jackie Boggs' trailer, and there was 2 national media people there. And Jackie told them, said, "Hang on, I'll get you next, but this guy's here every week." And I kind of put it in perspective that when the drivers give you a little shout out and a little love and respect, then it makes you realize that what you're doing as a passion and what it started out as a hobby, kind of, for me, at one time, it grew, guys. I know some of you fellas won't believe this because all you do is see me here on Thursday nights. But at one time, I had interviewed every driver on the national circuit that had finished in the top 25 in points. Now, that's been some time ago, okay? But I've sat down and had face-to-face sit-down interviews with Scott Bloomquist, the late, great Freddie Smith, Donnie Moran. The list goes on and on. And like I said, at one time in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, I had interviewed every driver that I had ever videoed. I get to go down and talk to them, me and my brother-in-law and some friends, and that was a cool time for me. Kind of broke in and got, for whatever you want to call it, recognized as a voice for dirt track racing. Now, of course, they've got pay-per-views for dirt track racing. They've got channels dedicated for dirt track racing. A lot of different things. It's grown a lot. And somebody said, "How you feel about that?" And I said, "I love it. I love it." I sat on the booth and filmed one of the best races ever at Atomic Speedway. And this young man the next year comes up and he films right beside me. I said, "Who are you here with?" And he said, we're launching Dirt on Dirt. He said, this will be on Dirt on Dirt. And now we all know, of course, what they've grown into. And actually, I think their founder was inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. And so we've got to do a lot of cool things. But again, a lot of that is in part to people like Tim Breeden. And just like Tim would have done, I went the long way around telling you we're going to have the Tim Breeden Memorial at Isom, Kentucky. Again, the ultimate heart of America. Again, we'll be here, and we're excited about that. And there's 22, Dustin Mosley, my buddy I love so much, and we just want you to continue, though, to make plans to be with us. I'm checking right now, even as my buddy Darren and some of the guys, they've been working. Darren, I don't know if he went to sleep last night. I think he rode the track in all night last night. But then, guys, you got to look at the weather. You wonder. The cool thing about us at Mountain Motor, we will call, if we think we're going to call the action, Darren will call it early enough to let everybody know. So you can make other plans and to try to keep the drivers from making the trip. Somebody said, if you had to guess tonight, do you think we would race tomorrow night? It's a 40 to 60% chance. So literally, about like flipping a quarter. But you check right here on Hometown Sports Corner. Check on the Mountain Motor Speedway Facebook page, and we'll let you know, I promise you, just as soon as we can. There's another one of my friends, buddy. Chris Salmons says, I'll have to find the last photo I took of Tim standing in the winner's circle at Southern Ohio Speedway after Steven took the checkered flag that night. I think, Chris, I post that. That might be one of the pictures I used in the beginning flyer. But, again, we're very excited to get to host his race at Mountain Motor Speedway in Isom, Kentucky. Now, if you haven't checked out the T-shirts, man, they're sharp as a hound's tooth. The Tim Breeden Memorial T-shirts, Graphic Impressions has those made. They've got them in gray and black. I'm going to get one of both, and I encourage you to do so too. Bill and Randy, Graphic Impressions, right here in Perry County, Kentucky, are as good as you'll find, folks, and they'll have those T-shirts there. Then I also want to give a shout-out to Miss Tyra Simpson. Miss Tyra with Tyra's Trendies. We'll have her tumblers and hats and so forth for sale. And if you don't like what she's got, or you think, man, I wish I had that in a different color or a different driver, all you got to do is see Tyra. She'll custom make you one. Of course, you've got to have it tomorrow night. She'll have a bunch of stuff to sell, but check her out. And again, all that's part of the planned 5,000 to win super late model race scheduled to take place. Andrew Mayhab coming to town. Clint Hodges committed to coming and racing with us. Kenny Howe, going to be good to have him back in the house with us. Jared Hawkins. I really am excited for some of you race fans maybe to get to watch Jared for the first time ever. He can flat drive a car. I've had him at Ponderosa, Lake Cumberland, and I think Portsmouth. And he's a wheel man. Corey Brock. Corey breaking out the super late. And he dropped a big motor in and going to go racing in that Tim Breeden Memorial. Ralph Francis going to pilot his 15 car. Best of luck to him. Miss Tegan Evans coming back. She's been there a couple years ago. She raced with us at Mountain Motor. She's come back. Good to see Jody Atkins making plans to be with us. Of course, Jody's raced several times over the years at Mountain Motor. We haven't had a chance to have him in a while. He's racing with that Ultimate Heart of America series. And I'm glad to have my buddy Jody with us. When I was helping with the flood relief here in Knott County, Jody brought us some stuff, and this Chris Salmons is tuning in and brought us some stuff. You don't ever forget people helping you during times like that. And I certainly won't. Kyle Forgy coming to be with us. Brady Lean coming. Tyler Collins. We've had Tyler before with the American All-Star Series, but he's bringing a super late model, hopefully, to race with us. Derek Meadows, top 10 in points in that series. So is Larry Martin. He coming to race. Albert Butcher's planning on being there. Avery Taylor. Taylor will impress you. I know the Willard fans will agree with me. He's a very, very good driver there. Of course, the points leader, they call him the Rooster. Dustin Linville going to come and be with us tomorrow night. I'm glad to have Dustin back with us. Rocky Moore going to be racing with us. I know Rocky's excited to get to have a super late model race at Mountain Motor. I wish we could race supers on a regular basis, but right now it seems like the numbers are more with the crates. But again, when we can, I'm glad that Darren and Rick are getting to bring the supers to Isom. And then, of course, guys, the big question, Brandon Fouts. Can anybody beat him? And I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm not trying to sell tickets. And I told you guys earlier that I am a fan of Brandon Fouts. I bought shirts personally to wear with him. But with that said, you can like him or you can cheer against him. But if you don't give Brandon Fouts respect, then I'm going to say you just don't know the sport. Because the guy can flat drive a car. In fact, this past weekend, he broke his own track record in a crate late model. He ran a 13.8. I said it, I didn't think we would ever see a crate late model in the 13 seconds at Mountain Motor. But Brandon he's got it. He knows the line. He knows the ins and the outs of the turns. He knows and can get his car to run high or low down the back stretch. And then, of course, on the front stretch, you got to be set and pretty coming up turn 4. And Fouts knows how to get to that turn quicker than anybody. And I know that his fans will agree with me. But I think even the people cheering against him will give credit to Brandon Fouts. And I said all that to say this. There's going to be nobody convince me that he won't be right in the middle of things in that super late model race tomorrow night. So you guys come and be with us. And again, Tom Chase Jr. says, sorry to hear about Tim. Obviously, you loved him very much. I did, sir. He's a good friend of ours. And his family means a lot to Isom, Kentucky. When you say Mountain Motor, everybody knows that's in Isom, Kentucky. And first thing come to your mind is that dirt track. And the second thing would be Breeden's Plumbing and Electric and all the things they brought to Isom, Kentucky, to be quite honest with you. And shout out to the boys down there still yet working hard at Breeden Plumbing and Electric. And then Eddie Johnson says he'd like to see Ricky Weiss there. Eddie, just between me and you and the people that are still tuning in, I think that'll happen. I do. I hope soon, once the points deal is over, that we'll get to, at the end of the year, run a couple crate races, non-sanctioned. And right now, the guys are racing for those American All-Star Series weekly points. And I ain't going to lie, I want our drivers to finish 3 of them in the top 5. That'd be an awesome thing to get to go down to their awards banquet. And I'm going this year, by the way. If I have to buy my own ticket and sit in the back as a fan, I'm going to go and cheer them on. I'm kidding. My buddy Joe will let me come anytime I want to. And but we're going to go down this year to the banquet. How cool would it be to have some local drivers? I'd like to have all 5 of them from Eastern Kentucky. How about that? It can happen, by the way. Let me say that, too. I don't mean to throw no harm at my buddies from Tennessee, but we're going to have 2, maybe 3 from Mountain Motor. Willard Speedway going to have 1 for certain, maybe 2. Lake Cumberland's running the American All-Star Series points. I wouldn't be surprised at all. They have the finale of the regular season points down there. We've got them coming back in October at Mountain Motor, by the way, if you didn't know that. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell that or not, but they're coming. And guys, again, we're just glad for all of you that have tuned in. I don't think I have went over the results from Mountain Motor. So how about I do that? And then we'll come back and talk a little bit more here. But I got to take commercial breaks. And we'll be back after this.
Dale Hamilton is asking for your vote and support to re-elect him to Knott County Board of Education District Number 4. Dale has 32 years experience in education, 24 of those years being spent as a classroom teacher and a coach, and 8 years as your Board of Education member. He believes that every student in Knott County deserves the opportunity to succeed. We have invested in our students by investing in a brand new football facility. This facility will elevate our football, soccer teams, and track teams and middle and high school level teams for many years to come. Vote for strong leadership and experience. Re-elect Dale Hamilton, Knott County School Board Member, District Number 4. Paid for by Dale Hamilton.
Just want to watch the game.
Dad turned on the ceiling fan, used the gray remote, hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
Re-elect David Messer, School Board District number 1 in Knott County. David Messer has been on the Knott County Board of Education for 9 years. David believes our students deserve every opportunity to succeed. He fully supports our new football facility because our kids deserve the same as other districts around us. David Messer also supported and voted for a 14% pay increase for all certified and classified employees. They now have a 1-to-1 ratio for computers for all our students and a new boiler for the Jones Fork Elementary School. David Messer believes our school district is as strong as it has ever been. Vote for leadership and experience. Re-elect David Messer, School Board District number 1 in Knott County. Paid for by David Messer.
Hello, my name is Harold Kraft, and I'm running to be your next District 3 board member. I would like to wish the students, teachers, and staff, both certified and classified, a great school year, crafting the future for the next generation of Knott County students. I'm Harold Kraft, asking for your vote, and I paid for this advertisement.
And again, welcome back to Sports Talk here on Hometown Sports Corner. Guys, before we go any further, I want to say thanks to those of you that sent me the well wishes and kind words about the new show that James Sandlin and myself are hosting. It's called Mountain Sports Corner. Now, Mountain Sports Corner is a collaboration of the show that Ira Combs used to host. Back on Hometown 24, Ira Combs had the Mountain Sports Review with Ira Combs. Sponsored, if I remember right, by Subway. It's been many years ago. But anyhow, Ira was one of the guys that was very passionate about keeping you guys up to date on what's going on in the world of sports. And we pay tribute to him. And then I held a show. Remember I told you guys back when I didn't have gray hair, I used to do a racing show on the TV station. It was called Sports Corner. That's kind of where I blended off Hometown Sports Corner. But anyhow, Sports Corner was my dirt track show that I held that I told you guys about earlier in the late 90s, early 2000s. And so with that, we put the two together, and thus Mountain Sports Corner is born, and it will air each Thursday night on Hometown 24, HT24, for those of you on the Knott County Cable Network, TVS Cable. You can also catch us on their YouTube and Facebook platforms, and if you have podcasts, even if you do watch us live, or even if you do watch on YouTube or Facebook, if you'll subscribe to that Apple service or whatever podcast you use, go find us and help us get those numbers. It's just started tonight, and we greatly appreciate that. We're looking forward to telling you all the most we can about everything taking place. That show will be primarily local athletes. First show that we done tonight was we had Dave Adams join us, and Jim Bob McCullough from Letcher County came over, and we kind of previewed the upcoming football season. Next week, we're going to begin talking to the teams. I think Knott County will be the first one we'll have. Then we're going to have the volleyball teams and all the local football, volleyball, soccer that you can handle on that cable channel. And then, of course, right back here. But for dirt track racing, guys, I got to give a shout out and a hello, certainly, to my friend, Jason Hall. Jason Hall is this week's Care Cottage Driver of the Week. Now, each and every week, thanks to my friends at Care Cottage, we're going to announce and recognize a Driver of the Week. And you say, well, Jason done that because that's one of his sponsors. No. Listen to this resume. In 7 days, Jason Hall won 4 races. Guys, that's a race every other day if you put them on average. And by the way, one of the 4 was that class's biggest race of the year. And so he's very deserving of it. He's our first ever Care Cottage Driver of the Week. Now, Care Cottage is going to come on board with us, and they'll be advertising with us during our games of the week, and then they'll be sponsoring that as well. And if you'd like to sponsor, we have, again, an advertising package that's made, and we can custom that to your advertising needs. We've got some guys such as Tim Short and the Bank of Hyman and Derek Bolin at his Kentucky Farm Bureau office. Those folks advertise on just about everything we got. Alice Lloyd and Hot Rods Pizza been with us from the get-go. But then if you want to just pick one of them, if you want to sponsor the show that I'm on, or perhaps you want to sponsor the game of the week, maybe you'd like to do just the grade school games. Those are coming up really soon, maybe as soon as next week. We had planned on being at a middle school football game tonight, and that game got canceled. So we'll try to get that Knott County Prestonsburg game when they reschedule it on tap for you. With that said, kind of looks like the first game of the week will be next Thursday night. McGoffin County hosts Knott County Middle School. We're going to try our best to make it over there. Got some friends over in McGoffin County, and we'll see if we can't make it over there and call that one for you. But with that said, again, Jason Hall is our Care Cottage Driver of the Week. Also, a big shout out to Jason Hall. He picked up our Sport Mod win this past weekend. He got the win. Let's back up now. Jason won the KDRA race. I'm right on that. Jason won. Glenn Patton finished second. Tim Mason, Tony Deaton, and Tommy Johnson. Again, Jason Hall, Glenn Patton, Tim Mason, Tony Deaton, and Tommy Johnson. Jason did win the Sport Mod race as well, though. Estel McIntosh finished second in that one. Will Likens come home third. Aaron Hall fourth. And Jacob Butcher, good to have him with us at Mountain Motor, finishes top 5. Earlier we talked about the night that Brandon Fouts had, guys. He broke the track record, ran a 13.8. It's crazy. And then, guys, he was in the 13s in his heat races. Won his heat race and then went on to win the feature. Logan Robeson, they call him Thug Nasty. Good to have him in the house. He come up and give it a try. I talked to him after the race, and I said, Logan, this place has changed since the last time you was here. He said, you're not kidding. She's got more banking, a little more in the turns, even to the back stretches. But I expect him to be back. He finished second. Steve Stallings had another podium finish. Guys, Steve's one of those guys you got to make sure that you ain't missing the fact that Steve Stallings is having a great year. I've called his name in the top 5 in every race just about that he's been in this year, at about 4 different tracks, by the way. And so that 17 team's having themselves a good season. Gunnar Johnson, earlier I told you about Gunnar had some family that got sick. And with that said, still yet, Gunnar Johnson finished 4th. And as soon as the race was over, they were in there checking the cars, making sure everybody weighed the correct amount and the tires was right. We were racing an open wheel modified race, actually. We had to red flag the race. We stopped the race so we could let Gunnar out of the infield. He had an emergency, a relative of his. And so with that said, though, we're glad Gunnar was able to be with us. He finished 4th. Rocky Moore come home 5th. Good to see Brandon Mason and that open wheel modified. Brandon's in the same category that Steve Stallings was in. We've talked about Brandon all year long. Brandon's there. He's there. He's got it. He's leading some races. He's got a good qualifying time. He's getting top 5s, top 3s. What he got it done this weekend. Parked his number 15 hot rod in the winner's circle. Cool to see Brandon and Andy Mason finishing 1 and 2. Like that, Hunter Feltner. Feltner come home 3rd. Hunter got himself a hot rod, and he'll be knocking on more feature wins. Josh Fields, glad to see Josh have a good run. He finished 4th. And then Marcus Griffith got to race a local race with us on the kids' night. And Marcus come home with a solid performance, had a top 5 there. How about Caleb Maggard? Caleb Maggard, again, guys, this cat's won more races than probably anybody when you look at percentages. I want to think I'm right when I tell you that he's won about 75% of the races he's raced in. Now, you think about that. This past week was no different. He parked his car in the winner's circle. Rick Bills finished second. Corey Ford was third. Braden Campbell and William Hurt. And then in the street stock class, shout out to Braden Noble. Mr. Braden Noble, I got the chance to interview him during our Kids Day activities. He went on to get himself a W. Jeff Stanbo finished second. Matt Adams was third. Connor Stewart challenged a long time for the lead. Connor got a fourth place finish. And Mike Cottle would round out the top 5 there. Then I want to say congratulations to Jacoby Bush. Jacoby, why didn't you come tell me I was saying your name wrong? Finally, somebody said it's not what I was saying. It's Jacoby. So Jacoby Bush. It's a name you want to remember because that young man put his car in the winner's circle in the Young Guns race. It was our first Young Guns race of the season. I want to give a shout out to Parker Cottle. I told him, I said, I got to go down there and sponsor that car. I said, I've never let Parker drive a car that I didn't sponsor. I'm proud of him. He got a second place finish, and he'll get wins many times over. You remember I said that before things are over for Parker. And then Miss Madison Hall competed in her first Young Guns race, and so congratulations to her. Guys, we're getting late here now. But before we go, I got to give a shout out. I did at the track. I met for the first time Goose. Goose always sits on the podium there when you come out from the concession stand. And I got to meet him as he was coming into the track. And I told him, I said, I'll give you a shout out on the mic. And then I actually called a picture of him. And so if you guys see Mr. Goose, might have been on here earlier. But anyhow, we want to give a shout out to him. Then I got to shout out to everybody that made those bicycles possible. Gift cards, candy, tons of backpacks, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to go and tell you fans, we didn't get to give all of it away. I've got some more stuff left over. Then for the first time ever, I shot the balloons out the window. And the balloons had 5, 10s, and 20s in them. And the kids caught the balloons, they popped it, and they would see if they won a $5 bill, a 10, or a 20. And we may try to do that again real soon. So if you guys see any balloons through the air, you might want to make sure it ain't got no money in it over at Mountain Motor. But there's Lyle Watson tuning in. Hello, Lyle. How you doing tonight? He watches faithful. I don't know if he's ever missed one of our shows. My buddy Jason Hall earlier said, glad to be part of Kids Night. They're the future of the sport. Jay, I agree 1,000,000 times with you. And again, I like to cut up and joke, but you guys know me in person. I ain't too much to brag on myself, but I'm happy to be part of what Darren and Rick are doing at Mountain Motor. And nobody does Kids Day better than we do at Mountain Motor. You might do it as good, but you tell me a place that gave away well over $1,000 worth of stuff. That sounds like a large number. It's not, guys, because we give away 20 bicycles. You start figuring out what those 20 bikes cost. Then we gave away about 6 to 8 of the backpacks full of stuff. When I say we, the drivers, the fans even brought stuff to give away. I know the kids and the crew from the Ninja Turtle 4-cylinder group, they were giving stuff away. They went through the crowd 3 times giving out stuff. And so, but anyhow, then they got to take their pictures. They got to autograph cars. A bunch of them got to sit in the cars. If you haven't checked out in the photo section of Hometown Sports Corner, go in there. There was 3 albums worth of pictures that I took. And oh, by the way, I enjoyed that too. I hadn't got to be behind the camera in a while. That's where I first got my start. Before I ever knew what Facebook videos were, and even before I worked at the TV station. My first start was snapping some pictures for a local newspaper. That's how I began to cover dirt track racing. And Miss Nadine Bush says it best. Miss Nadine, you and Miss Stamper rock. Couldn't do Kids Day like we do without you all. And we appreciate your help so very much. Guys, we've gone over an hour already. I knew we would, and we got a little bit of a later start. Just to be honest with you, we got some family that's sick, and my wife and I kind of happen to juggle some things around. It's okay. God's helping us and blessing us, and so that sometimes puts me on here a little late, but that's the cool thing about doing this show from home. Catch you sometime Thursday evening, and we always tell everybody that. Now, to next week's show might be a different. The only time you won't find us on here on Thursdays is if we have a game of the week. And I just told you guys my plan is to be at Magoffin County High School to cover Magoffin and Knott County Middle School's teams. We still will probably do a shortened version of that show next Thursday night. Hey, there's my buddy Greg Creech. Greg give us t-shirts to give away, gave us stickers to give away, courtesy of that 66 team. I hate it that he had bad luck, Greg. I believe he had a podium finish certainly coming this past week. And you guys get back up and race with us real soon, Greg. And I know Greg's like a lot of other people around that 191 track, happy that they're opening because that's their home track. And that's cool. In fact, I told the guys I'd be down to watch some of the race in action. I'm going because I've never been. And when that track closed earlier this year, I thought, man, I missed my chance. Well, now they have reopened it and going to run down there Labor Day weekend. And I told them if they needed somebody to help them out just a little bit as they're getting started, to holler at me. I'm excited for the fans at 191 down there in Wolfe County, Kentucky. But guys, as I said too, somebody asked me too about the Knott County track. So here's where we're at on that. The partners that I have that we were hoping to build that racetrack are building a new medical facility. And as it speaks right now, that thing has not been as quick as we thought it would be. When the new medical clinic is built, if there's still an opportunity to build a track here in Knott County, then we'll break ground on that. Now, if that opportunity passes us by, then who knows where we may have a racetrack. I can tell you that I've reached out to some people about, and I certainly intend on when God's will. That's how we need, the Bible teaches us to say, if it be God's will. But I want to give it one stab. And so I'm going to try my best. But for now, to be an honest answer, the racetrack here in Knott County is not done. There's still yet chances and some things that would have to happen. But I wholeheartedly believe that we could make a racetrack go right here in Knott County. And if time permits and things work out, we'll be there. And if they don't, I'm having a ball at Mountain Motor, by the way. Let me say this, and if we build a track in Knott County, it would just be the two tracks working together. Same class, same points, same rules. Try to run features together. It'd be kind of cool. But if that don't happen, that's okay. Again, we'll continue to work hard and support the guys that are doing a fantastic job where we're at. And get out and go to see some of the other races. I still haven't been down to Lake Cumberland. I'm going to try to get down there in the next couple of weeks. Then, of course, Saturday night, this Saturday, it's the Butterball Memorial down at Richmond Raceway. Mr. Bill Lapunos and Adam and the guys will do a fantastic job. Now, look at here. Watson Lyle saying, what about 201? Hey, never say never, Watson. I learned a long time ago, never say never, man. I know it's been a while since they've raced at 201, but, buddy, it wouldn't take long to get that jewel back up and running. But, again, we can dream, right? Everybody can dream. But with that said, though, guys, again, back to Richmond, the Butterball Memorial is not just a big paying race. It is. It's a sweet paying race. But, guys, the heritage and the tradition that comes with it, the flyer that they made, they ought to print it out and sell it. It is awesome. That shows all of the previous winners of the Butterball Memorial. And it's a who's who. And I had a chance, I covered 3 of those. And the last, Josh McGuire was one of the winners. One time a year, I pretty much followed wherever Chris Combs was going. If I found out Chris and that 47 team was going, I tried to go where they were at. I done that with Chris, and I done that with Eddie Carey. I done it with Eddie twice. One year, I think I followed Eddie just about every race he raced. And that was a Battle of the Bluegrass Series. We were in West Virginia, Tennessee, Ohio, and Kentucky. And it was cool. I'd give anything if we had had those shows on YouTube and on Facebook. It was fun times. I had the videos and the interviews from drivers that I just would give anything to have. And of course, that facility got flooded in Hyman, and we lost all of the archives, pretty much all of the archives. Josh tells me there may be a little bit of stuff that I don't know about. And so, man, would I like to have those. But for the most part, we lost the video archives. And but with that said, though, I got to go to a bunch of really good stuff. And Greg's posted there for us a big weekend for sport mod racing and late model racing Labor Day weekend. Friday at 191, 3,500 to win late models, 1,000 to win sport mods. And Saturday night, 7,500 to win late models at 191. And again, like to see us doing a 1,500 to win sport mods at Mountain Motor. Man, wouldn't that be cool for a sport mod driver to have a chance to win 2,500 to win? That would be very, 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 very cool. Watson Lyle says, what about the arm drop drag racing? Yes, sir. We had a chance last year to help them promote that. And everybody check that out. That's takes place just below Highlands ARH Hospital there in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. We'll try to get some pictures and results and so forth of that for you, Watson Lyle. And guys, as we wrap this thing up, as we always do on our Thursday night shows, you guys make sure you get out to church somewhere on Sunday. Get to the racetrack tomorrow night. Come be with us. Check us out on Facebook about lunchtime. We'll let you know what the plan is and if things have changed any at all. If not, we'll see you tomorrow night. 5,000 to win. If the weather, if that rain, just get on out of here. And then we'll turn them loose. Then on Saturday, the Butterball Memorial down at Richmond Raceway. Good racing still yet on slate at Portsmouth, Lake Cumberland, Ponderosa, Thunder Mountain, Mountain Motor. Doesn't it keep on going? And we want you guys to come and join us and be part of those. High school football's coming. In fact, the first week of high school football is in 2 weeks. This Friday night's scrimmages. And then the next Friday night, it's Friday Night Lights for James Sandlin and me. So we'll have high school football and racing and a whole lot of other things going on. But as I always say, go to church somewhere on Sunday. If you're looking for a church, Montgomery Baptist, where my buddy James goes, they have church every Sunday at 11. And then we have church every Sunday at 2 o'clock right here in Hyman. Well, about 4 miles from Hyman. When you come into Hyman, Kentucky, if you'll take a right on 550, that takes you to Montgomery Baptist if you go 4 miles. When you come into Hyman on 550, if you take a left, go 4 miles, that brings you to the Lighthouse Baptist Church. And we have church Sundays at 2, Wednesday nights at 7, youth group Wednesday nights at 8. We'd love to have you guys come be with us. But again, we love you. The Lord loves you more. And you remember that. Put him first. Seek ye first him. And all these other things he said to be added unto us. You guys be good sports fans. We'll see you around the corner on Hometown Sports Corner. Good night, everybody.
Dale Hamilton is asking for your vote and support to re-elect him to Knott County Board of Education District Number 4. Dale has 32 years experience in education, 24 of those years being spent as a classroom teacher and a coach, and 8 years as your Board of Education member. He believes that every student in Knott County deserves the opportunity to succeed. We have invested in our students by investing in a brand new football facility. This facility will elevate our football, soccer teams, and track teams and middle and high school level teams for many years to come. Vote for strong leadership and experience. Re-elect Dale Hamilton, Knott County School Board Member, District Number 4. Paid for by Dale Hamilton.
Just just want to watch the game.
Dad turned on the ceiling fan, used the gray remote, hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
Re-elect David Messer, School Board District number 1 in Knott County. David Messer has been on the Knott County Board of Education for 9 years. David believes our students deserve every opportunity to succeed. He fully supports our new football facility because our kids deserve the same as other districts around us. David Messer also supported and voted for a 14% pay increase for all certified and classified employees. They now have a 1-to-1 ratio for computers for all our students and a new boiler for the Jones Fork Elementary School. David Messer believes our school district is as strong as it has ever been. Vote for leadership and experience. Re-elect David Messer, School Board District number 1 in Knott County. Paid for by David Messer.
Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is proud to sponsor tonight's sporting event. Nelson Frazier has the highest quality American-made funeral products, cremation services, mausoleum, and memorial markers, all with a family budget in mind. With 3 chapels located in Hyman, Martin, and now in Prestonsburg. Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is local people serving local families.
On streets of glory.
Hello, my name is Harold Kraft, and I'm running to be your next District 3 board member. I would like to wish the students, teachers, and staff, both certified and classified, a great school year, crafting the future for the next generation of Knott County students. I'm Harold Kraft, asking for your vote, and I paid for this advertisement.
Nestled in the mountains of Appalachia, along the Purpose Road, is a hidden gem, Alice Lloyd College. For 100 years, ALC has been providing opportunities.
Opportunity to learn from the best.
Opportunity to work for my education.
Opportunity to serve my community.
Opportunity to become a leader.
Opportunity to find my life's purpose.
Apply now to find your purpose at Alice Lloyd College.
No matter what town or community you live in, there's a Tim Short dealership nearby. That's because our family of dealerships are dedicated to serving the folks throughout Eastern Kentucky. Our employees are your friends and neighbors, helping to support the local economy and provide safe and affordable transportation to everyone that shops the family of Tim Short dealerships. Our entire inventory can be found with the click of a button at timshort.com.